Hey, what's up? My name's Andrew Gill. I'm doing a video right here in Washington, D.C., copyrighting my stuff and doing my stuff. And I'm analyzing a crime here in D.C. I do music, rap. I can scrap and get down to a lot of different things. I'm getting a little smaller and a little older. I'm starting to hurt a little bit out here, though. But looking at everything that's going on, we're actually analyzing what just took place in Georgetown and the job I'm leaving and what's happening there. You guys got to see all the fabulous work I did. You guys get to see the polygraph sitting right there. So this is a dead giveaway and a free giveaway for you guys. I don't know if you know what Georgetown is or who Georgetown is up there or what's going on in Georgetown, but you have the CEO or the runner of the Georgetown bid, Joseph Sternlib. Now, who is Joseph Sternlib? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Joseph Sternlib's wife is Linda Singer. Linda Singer is the former district attorney or former attorney general for Washington, D.C. She was the attorney general, excuse me, at the time that Igmar Guadalupe was charged regarding Chandra Levy. And Kathy Lanier is also their buddy, who is the head of the investigation. She came in under Mayor Adrian Fenty way back when. Here's the deal. Analyzing the crime, the murder of Chandra Levy. It's the first thing we're looking at. As we look at this crime, we look at what's taking place. I'm not perfect. I may have done some crime in my life. There's some shit I'm not going to admit to. I'm not perfect at all. I'm not dumb, neither. Yeah. So looking at Chandra Levy, we're going to first analyze the crime. And when we analyze the crime, you guys can do your own research. I'm going to give you the information. You can believe what I'm saying or you cannot believe what I'm saying. You can look into everything I'm saying because everything I'm saying is true and real whether you like it or not. Period. So Chandra Lee was murdered in Washington, D.C., and when she was murdered up here, she was found tied to a tree and suffered from severe dehydration, looked like she'd been raped and sodomized, messed up pretty bad. Igmar got the blame for it mostly and was accused and looked like he did some time and finally got released because they said the case wouldn't stick on him. Wasn't really enough evidence and it wasn't a very good case. So as we analyze the situation and analyze the case in Washington, D.C., we're looking at what's going on. Now, here's the first thing I want to say that I noticed about this crime, and this is the first piece. Igmar Guadalupe, by himself, all fucking alone, is not going to be able to drag Chandra Levy into the woods all by himself, tie her to a tree all by him freaking self, assault him all by himself, and do all that crap all on his own. That's the biggest load of crap I've ever seen. Looking at the crime, that's definitely a crime right there, the murder of Chandra. And there's no way that's a one-person job. If it's a one-person job, it's going to be a professional. It's not going to be a Igmar Guadalupe. Not saying Igmar Guadalupe isn't a criminal, because he is a criminal. He's a fugitive. He did commit a crime. He did do some dumb things. Now, analyzing this crime and looking at this crime, that's the first part we notice. One person is not going to do that. That's not going to be one person be able to. Maybe Ray Lewis, a big old Ray Lewis. Maybe my little trickery behind, something like that. Maybe Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Would he? Maybe maybe a bigger person. Would he? But not Igmar. Nope. It's not possible. Not possible for that one person to do that humanly. There's no way. No way in hell. I can guarantee that to you just by analyzing the crime of the situation. So that's the first part. The second thing we want to do, and this is where it gets really important, you got to listen and pay attention. The second thing we want to do is understand what is obstruction of justice. What is it when you obstruct justice? Obstruction of justice is lying to the police or misleading the police or so on and so forth. It happens all the time. People do it, they're ignorant, belligerent. Yeah. So right now, I want you to look at the recordings you see up on my Facebook page of every freaking recording. You see how badly they assaulted me, how bad they attacked me, and how stupid they look in Georgetown. For what? For what? What are they acting like that towards me in Georgetown for? For what reason do they have? Is there any reason for them to be like that in Georgetown when all I'm doing is getting up every day and going to work full time just like I'm supposed to do? Exactly like I'm supposed to do, doing what I'm supposed to do, going to work. Now, I begin to submit to polygraph examinations. One is about a bounty. That is a real-life bounty. Whether y'all like it or not, my APAC customer services coworker, Wade's brother, who I worked with at APAC in Illinois, he's dead. Somebody pulled out a gun and they shot him. He's deceased. Now, where the person got that gun from is that bounty. That's a fact. The bounty is the one who provided the firearm. Yes. For the killing. So there's the first place that we start right here. And we look at the videos and we see they have obstructed justice there. That is an obstruction of justice. For real. The second thing we see is there's kitty porn down there in Matthew Benarski. Now, from Alton down in Florida to Ibn, to Laura Anderson herself, to little Ashley Rihanna, to even Robert Kaiser's wife, Debbie Kaiser, MSA, to Robert Kaiser's wife, Christy Kaiser. Every one of y'all know, them dudes are guilty of filming fucking kitty porn. Them dudes filmed kitty porn on them kids, and Laura Anderson was one of their fucking victims. And it is disgusting. They shouldn't have filmed kitty porn on that kid. That's pretty far, don't you guys think? There's a trick to the kitty porn down there in Florida. There's an individual named Aaron Scott who ran for Epstein and was for Epstein and with their people in West Palm, and Donald Trump both. So that's the interesting part right there you get to see about the child porn. Now, backing up and coming back up here to Washington, D.C., where we're at, we get to look at the crime right here regarding Chandra Levy. We get to look at what's going on. Now, as I'm working and I'm taking my polygraphs, I'm a credible witness in real life. Normally, I'm a very credible witness. Normally, I'm very self-sufficient, too. Whatever education that they don't approve, that I do or don't have, or whatever their problem is, I'm a pretty good hard worker, and I can do pretty good at a lot of things. Some things I suck at, though. I'm not going to lie. But some things I'm really good at. For real. So, with that being said and that being known, there's a murder that took place in the state of Missouri. There's a murder of a person named Hoskins. The way Hoskins died was brutal. A group of individuals were in a vehicle. They rode up on Hoskins. They opened the door of their truck and hit Hoskins with the truck door, and he went down for the count. When he went down for the count, they got out of the vehicle, stole his money off of him, and took the hell off. For real. Now, I know that's a true story and that's factual. And the reason why I know that's a true story and that's factual, because one of the people who committed that crime, they're related to me and they're my kin. Yeah, they're my relation in real life. I don't get along with them. I've never got along with them. They're not great people. I don't get along with the rest of my family at all, and I never have. Most of them are pretty brutal. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. For real. But anyways, backing up to Hoskins in the state of Missouri. Hoskins was murdered. Now, there's a second person who murdered Charles Hoskins. There's a second one involved. The other one involved who murdered Hoskins is Gerald Waterman. Now, to know who Gerald Waterman is, you have to look at the Village Inn. Now, Kathleen here goes into all our spiels and all our shit talks and all she's talking about inmates with previous records. You should check Gerald Waterman's previous record and think about that. Check out the Village Inn robbery in Adams County, Illinois. Look at Gerald Waterman, look at the crime, and analyze that crime. That's a pretty brutal crime. So when you think of that crime, you think of Gerald, and you think of who my cousin is with his DUI, 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 DUI. Do you think there's any chance that he might have committed a crime? Probably. Do you guys think he committed that murder? I can guarantee you he committed that murder. Yeah. I can prove it. Yeah. But he's broken down in tears in front of me and admitted that he did. Yeah. Broken down in solid tears. We've been actually in fist fights about it because I said, William, we're going to go to jail. Yeah. Stop driving drunk and stop acting stupid. Now, what got interesting was with Ashley and with their people where they thought they could pin me in regarding Alan Cooperman. Now, I wasn't doing anything wrong regarding Alan. I actually contacted Chad Thurman first regarding Alan Cooperman and said, this guy's nuts. He's a crackhead. He's assaulting me. He's being stupid. There's a lot of crack and stuff going around and a lot of stupidity right there. It got to the point where Thurman drug his feet, and it may not have even been his own fault. It may not have even been Chad Thurman's fault. Chad Thurman's an officer for 2D in Washington, D.C. It may not only not have been his fault, but I guarantee you it's not my fault. Because after a while, when he drug his feet, Alan Cooperman and all the people up there involved with all them drugs, they got hip to who I was and what I was doing. And when I was trying to go ahead and get him down there, and he jumped on top of me and started to harm me, and I did something back to him. Yeah. They didn't like it, but that's what it's going to be. I plead self-defense before any court. Yeah. For real. He had a knife. He's disgusting. It wasn't a regular knife. It was the The odd part was the weapon that he used, the super special weapon that he used, was the fucking little razor knife, the same shit they say they used to wreck the airplanes in the buildings. I'm sorry whether you guys like it or not, but you taking a little razor knife and pointing it at me and threatening me with it, I don't do very well with it. No, for real, I don't. FY. Anyways, with the going through it and thinking about that, with the looking at this situation and thinking about this situation, with the Kathy did just obstruct justice with stand-up in the day on Charles Hoskins. She obstructed on Hoskins. She obstructed on the kiddie pool in the state of Florida, and they killed somebody in the state of Florida. Now, that person they killed in the state of Florida has to do with gangs. It has to do with Bloods, Crips, Vice Lords, Latin Kings, lots of gangs. Yeah. What they did in Florida had to do with a message that they intended to send to a gang. And the message was about, right here in Washington, D.C., right down there in Miami, Florida, number 21. It's a premeditated event. It's a premeditated act of murder. Now, before that murder even takes place, I'm so fucking smart and so intelligent and know so much more that's going on than they do, and the government know that and recognize the criminal activity and the crime that's going on, that I walk inside of the United States District Court in Washington, D.C. I get my pen out and I fill out some paperwork. On my paperwork, I file a complaint. On the complaint, I complain they're going to kill that kid. Yeah. You guys aren't that smart. For real. Well, you're not as smart as you think. It is in the government, it is in the FBI. Crime is moving and crime is happening, and it's happening very fast. People are dying rapidly, very quickly. For real. It is in Florida, it's in California, it's in DC, it's all around. Now, one of the things that brought me to DC, I had a lot of reasons to come up to Washington, DC, and it wasn't to look for Kathleen or Chandra Levy. I really wasn't originally interested in none of that shit at all. However, one of the things that interested me about coming to DC was the bounty itself. Remember, the bounty is my stepfather, Robert E. Fogel Jr. Once again, you all can go get a shrink. You can go whoever the hell you want, a family member, a parent, whoever you want to try and convince me of something. I took photos of Robert E. Fogel Jr. and Cody and what they were doing. I took the photos to Regina Webb. I received a ride from the next door neighbors. They can state that. They took me to the PD when I had the camera. It's not a lie. All that's true. Here's the deal on the bounty. That bounty committed a major fucking crime. The thing about that major crime, I was interested in how far that crime went that the bounty committed. I wanted to know how far the crime was that Robert did. Now, you see the newspaper clippings that I've been putting up online. Those are really dead people. Yeah. Those are all dead. Robert had a part in their deaths. He had a part in illegally soliciting firearms, and he's ignorant. Cody also has part, and that's his problem to charge. One day, whenever they do their fucking job. Now, we have a 4.4 caliber owner in Adams County who is the real owner of the firearm that Robert E. Fogel Jr. had. Yes. Just remember that. There is a real life owner to that 4.4 caliber, and he should still probably be alive. I'm hopeful. And that's his gun. They stole his gun. Robert was a thief and a crook. I'm not perfect, like I said. I've never been perfect, but I'm not as ignorant as these motherfuckers are. I can promise you that. Yeah. When I was younger, I done some wild shit. I turned good long fucking time ago, you know what I'm saying? And quit doing stupid shit. Yeah. Many fucking years ago. For real. Long before I even came to DC. Yeah. But anyways, making it a point. Did Sterling, Minier, Stinger obstruct justice on the bounty, on Hoskins, and on Laura Anderson, all three? Yes. Not only did they obstruct, but they're sitting here with their billionaire club and with Matthew Benarski. And their billionaire club is right down there in West Palm. That's their billionaire club. They raped that little girl down there in Florida. The real guilty party in the kiddie port is Matthew Benarski with Bezos, Trump, Prince Andrew, every one of them. Notice again, when I walk inside the United States District Court, I fill out a complaint. And when I filed the complaint, I mentioned West Palm Beach. I mentioned that they did that and they were doing that. And it's disgusting. Now, I know they did that and they were doing that because Aaron Scott and all their people, one, tried to get me to film the kiddie porn. Two, invited me down to West Palm with their fucking people. I didn't want any part. I didn't want to go and I didn't want any part in it, period. In fact, we started to get physical with each other. For real. Matthew went to crying and kicking and screaming because he got knives pulled on him. They pulled out their shrink and wanted to act stupid, and it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. But they're guilty on the kiddie porn. That's not my fault or my problem. That's theirs. Robert Kaiser thinks he's real slick and really cute up here in D.C. See, but you don't have a wife anymore, Robert. Your wife left you. Your kid will, you'll be lucky if your kid will see you if she finds another man. For real. You know why your wife left you? Because you can't keep your hands off the fucking minor kids and other women. Other women is bad enough. Arnold's got a problem with the maid. He's got a problem and it's disgusting. You, Robert, have a problem with touching kids. I know you have a problem with touching kids, Robert. Do you want to know how I know? Because I live in, when I was there and I was around you, you wanted me to do it and you wanted to film it, Robert. You asked. I remember when you asked. I remember where you asked. I remember where I was. And when I was there. Yeah. I got that email sitting right there from Austin. And he's a disgusting motherfucker too. Tim Bryant and other people fucking disgust me right along with you, Robert. But you're guilty. Yes. I assure you. Now, when it comes to the minors and me, I'm going to walk. Even if you don't want me to and you sit up here and think you keep disciplining me with somebody who you think I did something to or whatever it is, you won't go before a jury. Y'all won't take me before a jury on it. Because I'm going to fucking fry your asses bad and I'm going to file for fucking countersuit for fucking assault. And you know it, DC. It's time to go to court now. We're ready to go to court now. Matthew is fucking guilty and Austin is fucking guilty. Austin's like, oh, I can get out of it. I can get out of it. No, you can't. Tim Bryant and all them kids that are sitting right down there in Florida, you took no action there, Austin. You want to be on TV on the Sally Jesse Raphael show or something.